All of a sudden, all of a sudden, they were happy that I could sit down. They were happy, but it was not enough. They were happy that I could crawl, but that was not enough. Everybody wanted to see me take my first step. They all watched eagerly every action I took to see that I take my first step. And then one day, as they held my arms and tried to lift me up, and then they led me to stand, and they were watching if I would fall. And then they saw that I didn't fall. Everyone was happy. And then they encouraged me to take my first step. And so, gently, as I shared with encouragement, I took the first step. And they watched me shake, but I didn't fall. Suddenly, everyone was happy. They told the neighbors that now I could take my steps and I could walk without any support. Everyone was glad. It was echo around the neighborhood. Afemi can walk. And then, gradually, my feet began to gain strength. And then I could walk around the house. And I could walk outside of the house. Then, as I kept walking to the neighbor's house and back, all of a sudden, I heard a shout, "Sit down! You walk too much." Excuse me? I walked too much? But this is what everybody was happy for. This is what everybody eagerly waited for. I'm confused. I walk too much. Is it a crime to walk? So why were they happy when I took my first step? So why were they happy that I could finally walk? All of a sudden, it has become a crime to walk. Sit down, I hear all the time. You walk too much. They heard me babble, but they couldn't understand what I was saying. Everyone tried to interpret my words, but it seems it made no sense. They tried to interpret what I said, and so they were waiting for a day where I will make a meaningful sentence. A word was even enough, so they told me. Then one day, I opened my mouth, and then I made a sound, and I saw them laughing, giggling all around the room. They said I said that. The other said I called mom. Somebody said I called honey. And then the other person said I called his name. I was too young to know exactly what I said, but it seems to make sense. Finally, I no longer babble, but I could make meaningful sentences. But as I began to talk, and I started gisting with everyone around the neighborhood, all of a sudden, I heard, "Shut up! You talk too much." Seriously? I talk too much. But this is what they all wanted. They waited for me to say a meaningful word. They were happy to hear me say something meaningful. Suddenly, I talk too much. They sent me to school. They bought me a book, a pencil, and a Bible. And they told my teacher that they wanted to see me write. And every day I come back from school, they flipped through my books and saw all the scrambling I did. It didn't make sense because no one applauded me. Then one day, I took my pencil and I scrambled a letter, and suddenly it made sense. And they all shouted, "Yes!" He wrote letter A, and that was my story. And then I began to develop because I saw that everybody wanted to be happy seeing me writing. And so I started writing. And then I wrote in all the books they bought for me. I wrote in every book I saw in the house. I wrote everywhere. I wrote on the walls. I wrote on the floor. I wrote even on my dresses. All of a sudden, I heard a shout. "Stop that! What sort of rubbish is this?" I thought writing was good. How come that mine is become rubbish? But this is what they sent me to school to learn. What exactly do they expect from me? Is this how my world is? They pushed me to take an action. And as I began to take the action, suddenly, with my consistency, with my devotion, then they tapped me from my back and said, "Femi, stop that. Yours is getting too much." Why should they blame me when I withdrew? Why should they blame me for indecisions? Why should they blame me that I'm lazy? Because I'm confused. I don't know what exactly is right for me to do. What action should I take? What exactly should I consistently do? My world seems to push me from the back. And as I move, they hold me back and they drag me backward and say, "Stop." Is this the world that I am born into? A world that seems to confuse me. But you know what? I have decided that I will no longer remain confused. I will take my decisions. I will be consistent with my actions. I will be focused and determined until I achieve success.